And good morning. We are here with morning routine. I am looking forward to seeing everybody who joins in. Let me know if the audio's okay. We're trying the desktop mix to see if that actually comes through correctly. Maybe y'all can hear a little bit of the music. Just let me know in the comments because I'm trying to really get better at OBS. And once we get that done, things are going to be great. So if you're there, check in because we want to know from you. And I need to open up what my class is going to consist of. What class show is going to consist of. It's not really a class unless I can see y'all. We got Abra running the camera in the studio today.
Hello.
Alright. So please, anybody out there, let me know.
Josh says sound is good.
Sound is good. Can you hear the music a little bit? Just a little bit at least? I like knowing if we've got that soundtrack going for y'all. Because rather than having the mic pick it up, yeah, well, I mean, no, Adriano, I can't hear you guys. This is a one-way show. Are you messing with me? You're messing with me.
Of course he's not.
I love these people. I love them so much. So it's a bit of a big day today. The world is going to change again for like the 5th time this year. Well, yeah, actually for like the 5th time this year. We're very fortunate to have made it through a crazy 2020, and now here we are in a crazy 2021, and hopefully things level out. Yeah, we get the music. That's really cool. As long as it's not overpowering me and you guys get both, that's really the point. So, why am I bringing up how crazy the world is right now? Well, because hence the point of something like a morning routine. How you approach the beginning of your day is going to really affect at least the next couple of hours of your day, which might affect the couple of hours after that. When have I ever messed with you, Dylan? All the time, Adriano, and I deeply appreciate it. You gotta keep me on my toes. So, you know, it's not to say that I or anyone else has all of the answers, but I do think when we get together, or even when we're alone, if we can find a way to just get ourselves going, that's gonna be the best thing that we can possibly do. Abra, have you gotten a chance to share this anywhere?
No, but I can do that.
Yeah, at least just share it on your own timeline. If anybody else wants to share it on their own timeline, I'd love to have this episode get out to at least a few people. You know, I can't really do... Well, actually, I can do it on my phone. That'd be great. Because it's about sharing... Sharing is caring. I mean, it can be. Sharing can also not be caring at all. As we start a new year and a new world again. Alright? There we go. Just a couple of posts just to see where we can go with this. Alright. I know that we can't just delay the inevitable forever. So we'll just get started when we can, which should be just about now. I really need to focus a little bit on stretching today because I've been working out pretty hard and lifting weights. I'm probably going to reference my knee quite a bit because my knee needs the most attention right now. But we'll go and we'll do a good classic top-down check-in, and then we will move on into some action flow moves that are probably helpful for my knee. We'll go into some Tai Chi, maybe mix it with a little bit of Kung Fu, more in the sense that we might do some of the Kung Fu in a Tai Chi sort of way. And then, glad to actually be here this morning, says Josh, glad to have you here. And then we'll move on to some stupid planks, and then we'll add in our Savate routine just a little bit, and then we'll chat, chill, cool down, and stretch out. So get ready to have some fun. I'm ready to have fun with you. Let's get going, and I'll see you all as we go through this. Okay, First things first, Abra, follow me with that camera. I'm going to bring the microphone in just a little bit. Okay. Top down check-in. Move that head and neck. Cervical spine. Woo! Tops of the trapezoids. Then all those neck muscles that I'm still trying to figure out what they're all called. I'm kind of holding my arms out to feel kind of like the neck and shoulder connection. My head and neck's actually been pretty good lately. That's been nice. Probably because I've been sitting at a computer a little bit less. I haven't really plugged in my gaming computer or my editing computer in a while. Mostly been just teaching, which has been lovely. Mornings.
What have you been teaching?
Virtual Hero Academy classes. If you'd like to join us, they are $10 a session with a minimum of 3 sessions. You can buy now and become your best heroic self. Or not. It's your choice. Yeah, I'm the king of advertisements. Alright, shoulders however you need to. I can do these little flappy bird things, or swimmy things, whatever you want to call them. I just move around, everybody. Like, I've got some defined movements, but, you know, I really just need, first thing in the morning, to explore that space. Up above the head is always good. Shoulders all the way through side body, serratus and obliques. Maybe put them behind a little bit. Bounce them up and down. Maybe push a little bit. Get that chest activated. There's a lot you can do. You can always put your hands together. Give yourself some of that opposing force. Maybe even twist a little bit to get the obliques a little bit more fired if you want to focus on that. Squeeze the oblique in the direction that you're going because it's pulling you by contracting to the side. Been learning a lot about that lately. Alright, let's get the chest moving a little bit. Thoracic spine. I think it's mostly the lats that are probably moving this, but I'd have to double check. A little bit of the rectus abdominis too, though. Just shifting you back and forth, and of course the obliques, helping with those contractions. Okay, back into the hips. Abra, can you tilt the camera down just a hair? There we go. Awesome. Looks good. Just focusing on a little bit of loosening up, getting that synovial fluid going. Okay, into the knees now, which are going to be a big deal for me today, like I was saying. Keep me framed so you can like zoom in a little bit. Or that's fine too. Opening up, closing in, back and forth a little bit, maybe not so much side to side. It's not the way that your knees are designed to move, unless you're like skiing. But even then, my feet are kind of moving with it as opposed to staying planted. Alright. Flex through the calves and the toes. I did a calf and carry workout yesterday, so gotta really stretch these calves out just a little bit. Maybe roll into it just a little bit. Pressing through the ball of the foot to wake up all the muscles in the leg. Connected from bottom to top all the way into the quads. It's like kind of kicking off the ground a little bit. Whee! Okay. Alright, let's do some folds. Neck, spill down nice and slow, opening up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then I'm feeling that in my hamstrings and the backs of my legs. Pulling back up. Again, vertebrae by vertebrae, letting the weight of the head kind of stretch out the spine and the neck. Alright, let's do some folds at the hips, the hip hinge, really sitting back if I follow the path of my hands rather than down. I'll say this every single time just to keep reinforcing it. For new people, for old people, for young people and old people, People in general.
Middle-aged people.
Yeah. I'm getting there. Alright, now let's do the vertical squats. So follow the path of the hand if you want to. Up above your head if you want to. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze the legs. Get those adductors and abductors, creating stability. Abductors, adductors. If you ever need to figure out which is which, abduction, it's like you're being UFO'd off the ground. I think one of my students told me that. I need to remember who that was. Back into the ankles, a little bit of flexion there. Pushing the knees out just a little bit. It's okay to have knees over toes as long as they're in the path of the toes. You just don't want to default to that position. Alright. Now I'm taking a little bit easy on my knees today. Let's consider that mostly the top-down check-in. Let's go right into a little bit of action flow. I'm actually going to start with a nice quad stretch by sitting on the ground like this. You can zoom in over it. Thank you. So I'm sitting here. My feet are flat right now. I'm in a bent knee sit or a deep knee sit, whatever you want to think about as. I can lean back a little bit to get a little bit more stretch in my quad, especially right above the knee. Probably going into something like the patellar tendon. Opening up the back by pushing my hands underneath me, as opposed to sitting crunched like this. Just pushing a little bit. And then I can fold forward. Bring my toes underneath, curling my toes up. Again, stretching again just a little bit. Now I'm really stretching through the calves and the backs of the legs. I can try moving back into that position again. Feeling a little bit more stretch on the hip flexor. Really trying to push that up. Coming back down. Now we're going to step out. We're not going to do planks just yet. Again, pushing back into the backs of the legs, kind of a downward dog position. Letting the head stretch down through the shoulder sockets as opposed to pushing up. I'm going to tuck a knee, step to the outside. From here, I'll tripod get up. Whee! Here comes the camera. No, it's good, it's good. I'm going to go back down, tuck the knee, extend it back. Then I'll do it on the other side. Tuck the knee, step out, turn around, tripod get up. Go back down, tuck the knee, and repeat just a couple of times, building up the speed. Now you can zoom out a bit, because you're going to have trouble keeping up, and we're going to make everybody watching get a little bit of motion sick.
Yeah.
So we're just doing down to the ground, tuck the knee back, bring the knee up, come back up. This is almost a good way to sort of prep for floating lunges. And it's going to kind of help you reinforce your core. Try and squeeze the glutes so that your lower back is protected. Because if we don't squeeze the posterior chain, we're going to be folding. I'm sorry, this is the posterior chain. If we don't squeeze that, we're going to be folding at the spine with the erector muscles, and that's just not going to help us out too much without that support underneath. Okay, let's go back to this position. Let's do some hopping up. Go back. Hopping up. Go back. So notice how I'm really focusing on replacing my hands with my feet. And that's going to bring me straight up into a low squat. I was just about to fall this way, so I decided to fall this way. That actually sounds like a fun thing. Let's do that. So from here, in this position that we're in, kind of this plank, go into this low squat, do a little bit of a back roll. See if you can get back up into that low squat and go back.
Rolling get up.
A rolling get up from a low squat, from a sprawl out position. This can also be referred to as a thruster to a rolling get up. I like this one. This is a fun combo.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna roll and get up into standing.
Copy that.
So boom, boom. Try not to hit the head on the wall. Get into the squat. Push up through the hip hinge. Whoa! Wow, this is already warming me up a lot, especially because this heater's blowing in my face. Boom. Wait, that's not where I want. Well, I guess this is where I had to go. Darn it! See, I'm not perfect, everybody. I'm far from it.
Momentum.
Yeah, momentum definitely helps. If I really want to turn it into a workout, I can do a push-up.
That's nice.
I don't want to do that. That's an Abra thing.
Isha hates me for that.
Alright, that was actually a lot of fun, and I'm done doing that for now. Let's bring it back down with a little bit of Tai Chi and maybe a little bit of Kung Fu. We're not going to do the Kung Fu basics today, but we're going to do some moves from some of the Kung Fu forms at a Tai Chi speed. So, first things first, send Chi to 4 limbs. Start bringing our parasympathetic nervous system into it, breathing down into our bellies. And we breathe in. As we sink, the arms expand out, mimicking the shape of the lungs. Arms kind of come a little bit back to our side as we breathe out and come up. You can put the tongue to the roof of your mouth to relax the jaw. Try and stand with your head back a little bit, not too crouched forward. Focusing on connecting your spine all the way to the tailbone so you get a little bit better posture. All right, I'm already feeling like I'm coming back a little bit from that exertion. If you are practicing like a heavy sport or fighting, or you just want to work on your fight and flight response, going from something intense back to that kind of neutral, relaxed state is going to really help you deal with any strenuous events in your life. Breathe. Okay, let's do another one of my favorite moves. We're going to do Unite Heaven and Earth. So I'm going to start with my feet shoulder width apart. We're going out of order for this. I just want to do this move today. I should probably be doing stork exercises knee for my knee, but oh well, too late. I'm going to cross my hands left over right as I step to the right side. Maybe. Could be doing this wrong. Doesn't really matter too much. One hand touches the ground. One hand goes up, one hand goes down, so I'm stretching my arms out a little bit. Put my balance point on my right foot. Open up to the center, use my foot to grab the ground. Come back. You can scrape the ground if you need to. Do this 2 times. Step out. Cross the right hand over the left hand. Lower down. Palm the ground. Push up, but keep it in your eye line more or less so you can still see the hand. Open up down here. It's kind of like the little teapot. Short and stout. Losing my balance. This is where, when you're losing the balance, you really want to focus on the breathing. Step out, cross your hands. I don't care which one's over which. Hand down, hand up. Open up to the side. Open up to the side. Step down to center. Cross the palms over. Sit down, extend them out. Pinky, ring, middle finger, pointer finger, thumb to the chest. Open them up, trace around the hips. Press down. It's just a nice way to get out of the form. Let's actually do stork exercises knee because I need it. I have a total body workout coming up. My knee is a little stressed, so this will be a great way to kind of open it up and relax it at the same time. The activation will help get all the muscles around it feeling a lot better. And then, you know, even with that, I'm probably going to wear a nice, not a knee brace, but a knee sleeve, just to kind of hold that together during the workout. You shouldn't walk around with something like a knee sleeve or a knee brace unless you medically need to. You should be trying to walk kind of the way that you should, focusing on it. But if you're exercising, a knee sleeve or a knee brace, especially if you're lifting weight, should be used. I'm not really doing it for today's workout because I know I'm not going to be doing, until we get to the Savate, anything that really messes with my knee, and then I'll probably do it slow on this leg. So, stork exercises knee. From one side, shift in, sit down slightly, come up, hand on the foot that's about to kick, opposite hand on the thigh of the opposite leg, brush the ground 1, brush the ground 2, brush the ground 3, step out, slide to the other side, shifting down, raising up, 1, 2, slow and controlled, 3, bringing it around to the other side. On an anatomical level, as I rise up, I fire the quad to extend the leg. I fire the hamstring to slowly pull it back in. I guess it wouldn't be so much firing if we're going at this speed. It would just be more of activating. Activation is contraction. 1, 2, 3. I could do this for a while. I could do this all day. Shifting back down, activating the hip flexor to bring up the knee, quad, hamstring. Step back out to center, come back across one more time. Stability comes from controlling your breath. If you don't have your breath controlled, your stability probably ain't going to be. Alright, shake it out a little bit. Okay, let's take a second. I'm going to grab a sip of coffee. Do we have any comments so far?
Josh said, what a pitch. And
Okay.
Renard said, here I come.
Oh, hey, Renard. That was more of an Irish accent than a French accent for once. Great, we've got 5 people in here. That's nice. Okay, that's nice.
Nice.
Wow, actually my stream's almost caught up. Must be because I lowered the bit rate. Okay. Oh, I do need the phone because I gotta set the timer for the planks. Again, you can always do whatever type of plank you want. I like to do what I do when I do it. Thanks, Abra. I know that's not really good English at all. What I'm going to focus on today is probably some high planche style planks. And then I'll probably go into forearm planks or low planks. Again, for the sake of time and for everybody at home, we'll do 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Well, actually, let's do 10 seconds off, whatever. So it's only going to be a 4-minute and 20-second workout, a 420 workout.
Stop.
Doing my Kit Harington wink. Alright, you have 30 seconds to prepare? Okay. Oh, and I've got, as always, I've got my headphone thing. Oh yeah, John found my credit card.
Good.
Yes, much better.
Yes.
Okay, so we have 15 seconds to prep. I'm going to start with my planche style plank, which is up on my toes, and a little bit of curve to my back actually, squeezing through my abs and rib cage. And then my low plank is going to be down here. Up and over. So I'm really focusing on squeezing through the abs, folding rib cage, rectus abdominis. It's okay to have a curve in my back right now. I can walk it out, try and make the curve a little bit tighter, but there's a point to this. It's not just loose, it's gotta be active. One round of that and I can already feel my sweat starting to get sweaty. Low plank. Right, kind of in the balls of the feet. Again, squeezing the abs and also squeezing the glutes is really important for this. This has a lot of lower body. Takes the pressure off of the arms. But if you want to, squeeze through the chest just a little bit so that your shoulders are nice and packed. Form and function need to be tied together as much as possible. I'm also squeezing through the adductors, squeezing my legs together. Increasing the recruitment of the pelvic floor. Back to my planche plank.
This is going to be a fun one. Going back and forth between these two things is a lot. A lot of core, which is a big focus of mine right now. I'm doing lifting, but I'm also doing core work, so that hopefully if I get my body to the place I want to, I'll get a little bit bigger in the upper body and a little bit tighter in the core and create that, hopefully for the first time in my life, a little bit of a V or triangle shape to my body. We all gotta have goals after all. If you want to get in shape, you gotta look at what shape you want to get in. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Oh, God. Why am I doing this?
You literally just said.
Oh. You're right. Remember why you're doing this. Ah! It's for the gains. Oh, God. And I still have an ab workout today. Why? Why, Dylan? Why? Back to those planks. We're more than halfway done now, I think. Trying to get as high up onto my big toe as possible, and then squeezing here, folding myself. You want to get that six-pack, this is going to get you the top of the six-pack.
You gotta pull yourself.
Oh, God! Why? Why? I think this is the last one. Oh, it's only 4 minutes and 20 seconds or less or something. I guess it's really 3 minutes and 50 seconds of holds or something. I don't know. I can't count. Almost there. Hold that, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the legs, nice and tight. Feel that through your lower abs, as opposed to just your upper. Oh, God, why?
Remember, you get to do this.
This is my privilege, sir. All right. Good job, everybody. High five. Now this is my nap plank. This is my nap plank pose.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No. I hope the audio is actually working, because I just realized it's coming through the desktop
Well, nobody said anything so far about
and the microphone. I know. Oh well. Okay. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, so now that we did those held positions, now we're going to move around with a little bit of Savate. Getting the legs a little bit more activated, since we've done a lot with the upper body. Remember, I can do raising the knee, turning over, roundhouse kick. I can do it on either side. Make sure to turn that base leg. I can swoop the leg across, pick up the knee, push out for my chasse. And again, try and move the kick in front of your body. Get that nice extension, classic style. I can also do my revers frontal, splitting my feet, bringing the knee up, raising the toe up, moving it outside. So it kind of starts like a front kick, and then swoops to the side. There, that is kind of where the front kick in Savate would be. Because you're still focusing on bringing it around, but I guess if you accidentally hit somebody under the chin, they're not going to really get mad at you.
That's more of like a snapping.
Yes, a front snapping kick.
Oh, okay, I thought you were saying that.
And we can do a revers lateral on either leg. So those are our 4 basic kicks. Fouette, or roundhouse kick. Chasse, or side kick. Revers frontal, or crescent kick. Revers lateral, or hook kick. Okay? I'm going to bounce back and forth between those 4 kicks. I'm also going to throw some jabs and crosses from time to time just to keep my upper body also active. When you're going back and forth from kicks, you can treat it like the S series, if you know our series of punching combinations where a kick lands, you can throw a couple of punches. You can also throw a couple of punches into a kick. You want to try and trade off. For every punch, there's a kick. And in Savate, if you want to think about it this way, for every punch, there's 2 kicks. Or for every kick, there can be a couple of punches. Just depends on which range you're at with your partner. What that also means, if you want to get an idea of it, is that if I'm this far from the wall with my kick, oh, I actually feel like I'm accomplishing something. Then when I land in, I can throw my punches. But if I'm this far with my kick and I come back this way, I might need to do another kick. Oh, and that's the chassé frontal, so those are 5 basics. Silly Dylan. Savate is for French people. Okay. Get a little bit of coffee to hydrate.
Yeah, that works.
I mean, it doesn't not. It hydrates you more than it dehydrates you. It's just in the long run, it doesn't hydrate you enough. Okay. Going to set the timer again. Let's just drop that down to 5 rounds. We're not going to worry about side to side. We could do our Savate holds if you want to just do the holds. This is the knee to one side, the knee to one side, or the knee to the chest, or the knee to the chest. Totally can do that if you want. I do recommend occasionally while doing these drills holding the posture, boom, and then maybe going back in, holding the posture. And I really recommend holding it on the retraction, because if you can hold it on the retraction, so if I hold it at first, that's great, but if I really train myself to extend it and then hold the retraction, and I'm rearming for the next possible strike, I'm focusing on really working on my retraction, which is a key component to being good at kickboxing. If you just leave it out there, loose and everything like that, they're going to light you up. But if you get used to boom and bringing it back a little bit, that's going to help you work on your timing and your reaction speed and setting up more combos.
And your control.
And your control. Like, the retraction control is the thing that I worked on the least in my own training, and now I really need to focus on it. So keep that in mind. Same with punches too. Don't hang them out. Throw the punch and bring it back. Throw the punch and bring it back. But try and bring it back with your whole body, not just your arms. So if I extend that punch and I bring it back with my whole body, firing my obliques to kind of turn me back around, firing my hips to kind of pull through the feet, that also lets me fire my next kick. So try and create those connections between punches and kicks, everybody. All right, let's do this thing. Let's get some cardio going this morning. I'm already getting my cardio going by talking. I need to lessen the prepare time. Otherwise, I could just be teaching again. All right, 10 seconds and then we're gonna go. Get your guard up, keep it up, crush the chest, open up the back if you need to. Get ready. Go, I'm gonna fouette, cross, fouette, cross, fouette, cross, turn around, cross, fouette, cross, fouette, cross, fouette, side kick, cross, side kick, cross, side kick, cross, other way, side kick, cross, side kick, cross, side kick, cross. All right? Nice little starter round. Again, if you want to do what I'm doing, feel free to. If you want to do your own thing, please, by all means, do your own thing. Fouette bas, fouette median, jab. Fouette bas, fouette median, jab. Fouette bas, fouette median, jab. Fouette bas, fouette median, cross. Fouette bas, fouette median, cross. Fouette bas, fouette median, fouette bas, cross. So, bop, bop, bop. Little Chun-Li, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Now you're just showing off.
Yes! I'm here to inspire you.
Flex your leg.
Boom, 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 boom. Probably wouldn't work that practically, but it's fun. Bounce around a little bit. Jab, cross, fouette. Jab, cross, fouette. Jab, cross, chassé. Jab, cross, chassé. Jab, cross, frontal, fouette. Jab, cross, frontal, fouette. Jab, cross, frontal, fouette. All right, we got one more round. Probably going to bring in some revers latérales and chasse frontals. So that'll be interesting. Chasse frontal, turn, revers, cross, jab, chasse frontal, turn, revers. Jab, cross, chasse frontal, revers off the front leg. That's a good one. Jab, cross, frontal, revers. Let's see here. Jab, cross, frontal, revers. Jab, cross, revers, frontal. Jab, cross, revers, frontal. What? I've still got one more round?
Of course you do.
I can't count.
No, you can't.
Liberal arts. Liberal arts. Jab, cross, hook, revers. Jab, cross, hook, revers. Fouette, chamber, revers. Fouette, chamber, revers. Revers frontal, fouette, revers lateral. Revers frontal, fouette. Oh, no. Revers frontal, fouette. Revers frontal. Revers lateral, fouette. Revers frontal. Chasse. Thing. French. 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 Back to sleeping plank position. Nap plank.
5 rounds.
It is nice and cold down here. Why do I leave the heater
I
on?
really don't know.
Because unlike you, I need to sweat and I don't do it as naturally as you do. Abra is just a living bucket. Alright, you can zoom in on me.
I guess I can.
Let's just stretch out a little bit. Maybe a nice straddle stretch. Start a little dynamically. Getting the backs of the legs stretched out a little bit. We just fired our hamstrings a lot. We also fired our quads a lot, but we'll get into that second. The hamstrings probably need the attention first, as they're not usually the primary muscle. The hamstrings are weaker than the quads, and they're supposed to be because the quads are the erector muscles. They're what keep us standing up tall all day long. It's part of the whole quad dominance thing. The other side being that when you're sitting down, the hamstrings and the hip flexors are nice and tight, which means the quads are kind of relaxed. So they're not really doing the work that they need to do, and the hamstrings are just firing all day. So they get really shortened and tense. You can see that I'm doing S-sit transitions to try and work out the sides of my hips. Even stretching up through into the sides of my glutes. Tabletopping a little bit. Shooting back a little bit. Coming down and over. Maybe a little bit of a deep S-sit. Extend the leg back for a pigeon. So I can go back this way. If it's out to the side like this, that's fine. But if you really want to stretch through the hip flexor, you want to have the knee point at the ground. You want to work your way until you can kind of lay your chest to the ground. But if this is as low as you can go, that's fine. And if you want to, you can put a little bit of bounce into it, one way or the other. Just try not to ram your knee into the ground. You can also reach through. You can reach through the other way. And always do that slowly. Try and investigate the space. Don't just rush into the stretches. I can turn around, do my front transition, go into the opposite pigeon. This leg is a lot tighter on this side. Bounce around a little bit. Try and pull your heel up until your leg is perpendicular to your torso if you can. If not, that's okay. If it needs to be here, that's totally fine. You just got to explore the space until you're as flexible as you can be. Breathe out. Lower yourself down. If you want to take things to another level with the back leg, you can always bring it up. Lower it back down. some hamstring activation, some quad stretch. Shift back down. Let's go into a groin stretch. A little bit of rocking and rolling. Ah, this feels nice. It's nice and it's going to be a short episode. Yay! So I need to call an accountant later and start on my taxes. Yay! Okay. Let's put the legs ahead of us. Nice straight leg. Sit. Sit up nice and tall. Relax down. Sit up nice and tall. That's really going to activate through the backs of the legs, stretching out the hamstrings again. Quads are activated, but they should be getting a little bit out of it too. Reaching forward, touching the toes if you can. If you can't touch the toes, touch the ankles. If you can't touch the ankles, just work your way up the body. And start really focusing on bringing your chest up and trying to bring your chest to your knees. If you need to fold over, that's okay too. But if you really want to get the stretch all the way through the backs of the legs, having your upper body a little bit straighter is actually going to help. Whereas curving down here, I'm not feeling it as much all the way through the leg. I can either pull the toes towards me, I can extend them forward, or I can relax the feet. I can grab to the outsides, I can grab to the top, I can grab to the insides. All these options are good. I can grab one foot and grab the other foot. You can just play with them. And relax down, shake the legs out just a little bit. Just kind of roll around a little bit, reinforce the mobility feeling. Rather than just going back into a neutral and sitting like I'm about to do. Alright, I'm going to come up to the computer and then check the chats, see if there's anything going on. We can chat and chill for a couple of minutes. Josh says, woo, planks. Josh is clearly learning from Becca something terrible. Okay, got my coffee. Does it mean French peeps are silly? I don't know, but the French love Jerry Lewis, so they must be. The nap plank, that's a very advanced plank. Josh, are you talking about the nap plank being advanced or the planche plank being advanced?
No, he's talking about the nap.
Well, maybe. I'm loving all of these responses. Now, you know, we've got 4 people watching right now. Hopefully, as I continue to invest in more morning routine time, we'll start getting a few more people again. But for now, I'm really grateful to have you all here. So does anybody have any questions or just wants to say anything? Feel free to. I'm here for the next couple of minutes. But, you know, this felt like a good episode. Nice and short and sweet. It'll go up to YouTube very shortly. I didn't record on OBS.
Oh, no.
That's okay, though. Apparently we can download HD versions on Facebook now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I should have recorded on OBS. The nap plank is very advanced, says Josh. Okay, you were right.
Woo.
I mean, it is, because you have to earn the nap plank. You can't just have the nap plank. I mean, you can, but you should earn it. I think. Maybe. Yeah. If we don't feel like answering any questions or anything, make sure you breathe.
Josh says thank you for doing this. I really need it.
Of course, buddy. I'm happy to help. We can't do it every day anymore. But if we do end up getting like locked in and we're not allowed to leave our houses again, we probably will. I don't think that's going to happen at this point. I really think, love it or hate it, new administration or not, people are probably just going to be people at this point. But if you need to stay inside and you want to just kind of stay encouraged to feel safe, you can always look through the old morning routine videos. Those are going to go away from public soon. But before I do that, I will, well, before or after, we will probably create a, I'd hate to say this, but a paywall sort of site, like a Patreon or something like that. Or even just like some sort of subscription thing where you'll be able to see all the old episodes in kind of like an archive style format. Just because they don't necessarily fit the current branding, in the sense that I don't want my entire brand based around a pandemic.
Thank y'all was great. Well, thank... Renard said y'all. Well, I mean, I would believe that more if he was from Alberta, Canada, as opposed to French Canada. No, that's good. I'm glad everybody enjoyed it.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
We're done.
No, now that I know that you really do them all the time, and I know you think I should have known that already, I am programming a little bit of it with Abras in mind.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I feel really prepped for my workouts, too. Okay. I think we're going to call it quits. But it was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed talking to y'all. Y'all. Merci beaucoup. And we will see you again if you're coming to Virtual Hero Academy. That's Thursday and Friday this week. We might add a Sunday session. For those of you really interested in joining Virtual Hero Academy, if you see this, just send us a message on whatever platform you see this on, or a comment asking about it. Virtual Hero Academy is where we go over all the curriculum pillars of Saga, the main three being action flow, striking arts, which is our kickboxing and unarmed combat, and then the Saga 9 weapon system, which is our weapon system, where we do sticks, knives, swords, staves. Isn't y'all just you all? Yes, it is, Reynard, but it's like colloquial, accented sort of stuff.
It's more of a southern thing.
It's a very southern... I mean, I say it all the
But
time.
No, a lot of people do.
Copy my language, Reynard, because if you copy the way that I speak, you'll sound like every American ever. You'll sound poorly educated.
Well then.
Come join. It really fun. Thank you, Renard. Yep, and they're hour-long classes. Really affordable price for now. That'll go up in the future because we're seeing the value.
So jump on it now.
Jump on it now if you really want to get kind of grandfathered into a lower price. And, yeah, we've got 20 students already. We'd love to have potentially 20 more. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
But we can do it because we're awesome. All right, I'm going to call it quits for today. I love you all. Please take care. Stay heroic. That's kind of cool. I haven't said that before. Stay heroic. And we'll see you on the next one. So bye-bye for now.